Hello and welcome to the pre-match analysis of today's game between Maldives and Afghanistan. Maldives and Afghanistan have both had winning starts to the tournament so far, but they were troubled by teams that were considered to be way weaker than them, Bhutan and Sri Lanka. Maldives and Afghanistan will both look to win this game today so as to avoid the hosts Nepal in the semi-finals. To talk with us furthermore, I have here with me our experts in today's game, Shahrukh Sohail, Chief Editor, FootballPakistan.com, and Mohamed Firash, Editor, Maldives Soccer. I'll start with you, Shahrukh. The Afghan lineup, so far, do you believe they've found the rhythm and the symphony of being able to execute and be the best team in this championship?
Clearly not. They've struggled, I think, against Bhutan in their opening game. Bhutan actually gave them a run for their money in the opening half, and actually Afghanistan were lucky not to have the scores drawn at 1-1 in the second half. Bhutan missed a penalty and so on. Afghanistan went on to win the match. And even against Sri Lanka, Sri Lankans were the first ones to score, and but they were unable to maintain their formation, and Afghanistan took over. Looking back to the previous SAFF championship, I think Afghanistan are yet to find the form that they were showing last time. But with, Bilal also did not play in the first game, and, he came back after a long flight, probably jet lag in the second game as well. So he wasn't really performing in that and was substituted. But nonetheless, I think Yusuf Karga will offer a very strong lineup today. He knows he has to win today so that he doesn't face Nepal in the semi-finals. So it's going to be an interesting game, but I think Afghanistan should find their rhythm today because, the team has played 2 more games and they've got, because they played on national surface a bit more as well. So they should perform.
Coming to Maldives' performance, they were exceptional with their game against Sri Lanka. Thrashed them 10-0, Ali Ashfaq coming in to score a double hat-trick, right, breaking records. In their second game, however, they did not look too organized in the first half and almost went to the halftime break, losing to Sri Lanka.
As you said, against Bhutan, Maldives was suffering very much pressure from Bhutan. Actually, what happened was coach included 2 new players to the starting 11. And Ismail Isa, who was having a long-term injury, he was in the midfield line. So the ball holding in the midfield was very poor. So when playing like 3-5-2 system, the defense needs extraordinary support from the midfield and also from the wings. But in that case, what happened was Isa was not having so much fitness, so he couldn't play so well. So the pressure was going to the defense, and in Bhutan scored 2 goals. So that was the main reason why Maldives was suffering that pressure in the first half. But in the second half, they changed those 2 players and they stick to the normal game plan and scored the goals.
Right. There's a lot of buzz with those 2 red cards that, both was fouls on Ali Ashfaq. What happens there? When Ali moves forward with the ball, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, he looks very calm, composed, and is he inviting an attack, or are the goalkeepers too restless and pounce on him?
Obviously, Ashfaq is one of the best striker in the region in dribbling, speed, and tactics, everything. So in one-on-one status, it will be very difficult to beat him as a keeper or a defender. So there is only either way is to foul or otherwise he will beat the keeper. So most of the time, the keeper fouls him. Right. So and as the coach said, it is a tactics. So any team will try to take most of the advantages they can take. So it is also an advantage, I can say.
Right. And going into this tournament, Maldives and Afghanistan were pretty evenly matched. But given the form that Afghanistan has been in and given the form that Maldives has been in, do you think Maldives has that slightly edge over Afghanistan in today's game?
Yes, not only slight edge over Afghanistan in those terms, but I think considering that they've been scoring goals for fun, they'll have a lot of confidence going into this game. But nonetheless, as I've mentioned before, Afghanistan have not clicked. It's only till they find their rhythm they'll be struggling. But today, if they get the team lineup sorted, Bilal Azhar is in top form, Santar Ahmed is on good form, I think Afghanistan will be able to replicate the good performance that they showed last time. Right.
And what do you think is the strategy of Kargar leading Afghanistan into this game against Maldives?
Yes, Yusuf Karga will also be keeping a check on the other group, because we see Nepal topping that and India second, and most of the teams here will be looking to avoid Nepal because of the fantastic home support.
Also, India has been not in the best of form.
Exactly. So Yusuf Kargal will be definitely looking at a win today here so he can top the group. If Maldives and Afghanistan draw, Maldives will go through because of the very, very superior goal difference. So Afghanistan need to win today top the group and then face India and avoid Nepal. So Yusuf Khagar will go for attacking the lineup. Afghanistan have got a very good striking options up front with Bilal Arzu and Sanzar Ahmedi, and in midfield Azad Zoi has shown a good promise last time he scored against Bhutan as well. So yes, it's going to be a very attacking minded lineup, but yes, the defense also has to hold solid, and they have to man mark Ali Ashfaq today as well, because if they don't, we've clearly seen what Ali Ashfaq can do.
Yes, considering the fact that Afghanistan are going to play for a win, do you think Maldives will hold their strategies a little while and then you look to play a defensive game so as to draw the scores so that they can qualify as Group B winners?
Definitely, Maldives will play for a win because as the coach said in the beginning of the tournament, they want to win all the matches and take back the trophy to Maldives. And also, I think there won't be any game plan changes. They will stick to a 3-5-2 system. And however, it will be much more easier playing against India than Nepal, because Nepal has a very good host crowd, and also they have some advantages.
Right, and considering the fact that the captain Sunil Shetty won't be playing in the semi-finals, that could be another great advantage. But bringing back to you, there's a similar situation in your camp as well, where Ali Ashfaq has already been yellow carded. Do you think they'll risk him, make him play today? Because if, in case he fouls someone and gets a yellow card, he could miss the semi-finals.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. If Ashfaq is booked today, he will miss the semi-final. But in that case, I think there are some players who can fill that position, but I don't think there will be any player who can fill Ashfaq there. So I think coach might keep him in the bench in the starting 11, but also I think he will want to score a goal in his 20th birthday to celebrate his birthday today. So he might be seen in some part of the game today.
Right. His birthday, he wouldn't want to miss a game, would he? But coming back to the striking problems of Afghanistan, Bilal Arzu, it was highly anticipated to score in the last match against a team like Bhutan. He did not really perform, did he?
Yes, well, I think that's down to chemistry as well. Bilal, as I mentioned, he did not play in the first game as well. So yes, it's going to be a little fitness issue as well. He came down from Norway, and he's not used to playing on natural grass with the national team. So it's going to be difficult for him to find the combination that he did before. But considering that his talent, undoubted talent that he has, and he also had a stint with the I-League club this year, I think he'll get going, but he'll need some time to gel in with his teammates once again.
Right, and Harun Fakhruddin, the captain, has been dealing with the striking lineup of the opposition pretty well. He managed to get into the scores as well. What did you make out of his performance in the first two games?
Well, it's very interesting to see Harun Fakhruddin. He also goes by the name of Zohaib Islam Amiri for most of our viewers. So he's been excellent, not only as a defender, he's been very good offensively, and he's leading the team. That's more important. In the absence of Jalaluddin Shahidiyar, Afghanistan needed someone that could rally them. Yes, Bilal Arzu has that capacity, but he has been missing. He missed the first game as well. So yes, Zohaib Islam Amiri has taken that role up. He's been excellent in defense. He's gone up to score goals as well. So he needs to continue that, and with the tough opponent today, Afghanistan will need good rallying at the back.
Right. It's not just Harun who's led from the front. It's also Ali Ashfaq who's led from the front. But do you think this Maldives team is too dependent on Ali Ashfaq? Because if it does not work like the Indian team being dependent on Sunil Shetty, what other weapons do the Maldives team have?
I don't think it's a one-man show, because as a team they have been playing very well and building attacks from the midfield and supplying very good balls to the strikers, and most of the time it is, I can say it's a coincidence that Ashfaq is on the right position and he also finishes at the right position.
Right. Often what we see with strikers is, Shahrukh, they would want to complete their goals themselves. But Ashfaq is one man who does not hesitate in providing crosses and passing the ball, because the last championship he did not score one goal but created 6 opportunities to score.
Ashfaq is a different kind of player when it comes to the South Asian Union. Not only does he score goals for fun, but he's a very good creative midfielder because he can drop down as well. You look at the Bhutan game, after conceding the goal, Ali Ashfaq tried to come back, tried to help the midfield and take them forward as well. So he's an all-round player when it comes to the attack. He can move around, he can go out to the right, and incidentally when Maldives changed their formation, Ali Ashfaq was playing on the right. So yes, he mixes around a lot. He has excellent technical abilities, which means he can fit around any of the cogs in attack-wise or midfield. So yes, I think Ali Ashfaq can score goals. He's proven that, and he creates as well. So it's just interesting to see if he plays today or not.
And what is the strategy that a team who's playing against an opposition that has a person like Ali Ashfaq in their team do?
Well, it's basically man marking. For someone like Ali Ashfaq, if you don't get at least one or two people on him, he's just going to score goals for fun. I think Harun Fakhruddin is going to have that specifically on his mind because, as I mentioned earlier, Ali tends to drift outside to the right, so and that's a similar position where Harun plays. So he's going to man mark him when he comes to that, but there's going to be one specific defender on Ali Ashfaq at all times because if he gets the ball and you give him time and space, it's just going to end up at the back of the net.
Yes, Bhutan did manage to penetrate the Maldives defense line. Whose fault did you see in the Maldives lineup? Were the players supposed to be marked from the Bhutanese side, or did the defense line take Bhutan too lightly?
We saw Bhutan trying to stop Modi's midfield line. They were like a line in the midfield and like trying to stop the balls from the midfield, the strikers. And also when Isa was not fit, coach used him and he was not very much supportive to the defense. So Bhutanese players got enough space in the midfield and also in the striking department. So in two chances they made use of the chances and scored 2 goals and also made 2 good shots outside the penalty area which hits the crossbar and post.
Right.
So I think in that case today coach will use another player in the midfield.
Right. Shara, coming back to you. Do you think this Afghanistan lineup has it in them to beat Maldives? Because the last time they met was in 2009 SAFF Championship where they were beating 3-1. And it was not just Sri Lanka that took a thrashing. In 2005, Maldives beat Afghanistan 9-1.
Well, yes, the scores have definitely not in Afghanistan's favor, but you look at where the team has come from after that. In 2005, the security situation in Afghanistan obviously played its role, but after 2009 and 2011, Afghanistan have proven themselves to be one of the toughest opponents in the South Asian region. So yes, this is a completely different match, and I think Afghanistan definitely have the capability to beat Maldives today, but it all comes down to the team chemistry and whether the strikers Bilal Arzu and Sansar Ahmedi perform to the best of their abilities.
When you talk about the Afghanistan lineup, what is their strongest asset? Is it the defense? Is it the midfield? Are they stronger on their offense? What is their slightly weaker asset that they need to work on?
Usually I would praise the defense with Jalaluddin Saritar at the back, but since his absence has been quite felt this time, I don't think defense is as solid as they could be before. But the midfield is pretty decent enough. They create lots of chances for their strikers, and it's just a case of putting the ball in the back of the net. And in the Bhutan game, I saw that Afghanistan were dominating in the middle of the park, but when the ball came up front, they were not able to score. So yes, then the strikers, Sansar Ahmedi, who did not play in that match, and Bilal Arzu as well, when the midfielders create the chances, they just need to score today because against Maldives, you won't get a lot of chances. The defense is pretty strong and the midfield is quite solid.
Right, talking about the last game between Afghanistan and Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka did take the lead, right? And Bilal Arzu also missed a penalty kick. So do you think he's not in the best of forms and should not be included in the playing 11 today?
No, I think it's more of a case down to fitness issues and jet lag as well. He came after the Bhutan game and he didn't have proper rest and didn't train with the team as well, I think. So yes, he needs to be included in the lineup today, and he needs to be given 90 minutes to prove himself. So yes, he needs to build up his team chemistry, score goals when it matters most.
Coming back to Mohamed, since we don't know if Ali Ashfaq will be playing today or not, do you think there needs to be another change that could come up to the team and take replacement for Ali Ashfaq?
If he's not playing, definitely there will be a change. But I think there will be players who can fill the striking department. Players like Hassan Adham, under-23 captain, and also Asadullah, who scored the first goal for Maldives, will be there. So it will show a weakness in the striking if Ashfaq is not there. But I don't think it will be the ball holding will be strong enough to attack Afghanistan defense and give them more pressure.
Right. Any other changes that you think is required?
I don't think there will be any other changes because coach will definitely use the midfielders he used in the second half in the Bhutan team. So that midfield was very solid and created more chances. So I don't think there will be any other changes in any other department.
Right. Shahrukh, you tell me one player that is going to step up in today's game for the Afghans and make sure that they rule against Maldives.
I think it has to be Bilal Arzu. He showed up in the last SAFF Championship where it mattered most, and I think it's just a case of him getting going. If he starts getting goals, I think he'll perform really well. So for me, it's Bilal Azhar today.
Yes. What about the Maldives side? Who do you think will step up in today's game? And I'll give you a condition. You have to exclude Ali Ashfaq because he's been so evidently brilliant.
I think Ali Fasir, who scored 2 goals against Sri Lanka and 1 goal against Bhutan, he might show a good display in the striking department.
Right. What are your scoreline predictions, and who do you think is going to win today's match?
I think Maldives will have the upper hand today given their superior form, and since Afghanistan are not functioning to the best of their abilities, I think this will be a scoring game perhaps, and with Maldives winning 3-2.
Coming back to Firash, who do you think is going to win today's match, and what is the scoreline going to reflect at the end of 90 minutes?
We are coming with a great confidence, beating Sri Lanka by 10-0 and Bhutan by 8-2. And also we have another advantage that we played all our games in Dasarat, and Afghanistan played in Halchok. So I guess Maldives will score around 4 goals, and I'll say they will concede 1 goal. So
okay,
4-1.
there you go. Both experts believing that this is going to be a one-sided game. Of course, Maldives winning. Shahrukh, on the other hand, believes that it's going to be an evenly matched out game, but Maldives will have the edge. Of course, both teams are not playing only for pride here. They're also playing to avoid the hosts Nepal, who've been in terrific form and would want to play India, who's without their captain, the weapon, Sunil Chetri, in the semi-finals. Who will win today's game? We don't know, but we sure do know this is going to be an interesting encounter. When we come back, we'll have live action from the pitch. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.